Ah, yes, what a national treasure you indeed are. Oh, hey everyone, don't mind me. Just looking at the good old collection right here and just admiring some of the box art on some of these games that I have. Like, this. Look at that! Ah, yes, who doesn't love some really good video game box art, folks? I mean, it's one of the many great things of having a video game collection. Just looking and seeing all of them here really is one of the best parts of it. And just look at all these spines here, everyone. Like, look at all of them. All these fantastic spines that many companies have made throughout many decades of console generations. Each of them being so creative and really fantastic and just really nice to display here on the shelf. Wait a second, why is this one really so bad?
Video game box art. One of the many great things about physical games. It's one of the first things you're gonna see whenever a new game comes out while looking around. You see something at the store like Spider-Man Web of Shadows or Mario and Sonic at the 2012 London Olympic Games, and on the box art on the front, it really encaptures you and makes you interested to make you say, "Oh, what's going on here?" Now, while the front of video game box art is great, there's something else you need for the case box art for games. You see, the front of the video game box art is great. You see it at your local Walmart, you want it, you buy it, you bring that sucker home, and you've been playing it for a number of hours, and then the time comes to where you have to put it on the shelf when it is time to go to bed, because apparently you cannot play your new Super Smash Bros. Bros. Game on a school night, Dad! So when the time comes to when you have to put that game on the shelf, there needs to be something on the side of the case. That way you'll see when it's on the shelf, and you'll be able to know what game you'll be selecting and you'll want to play, and won't make the mistake of grabbing the wrong game, Nintendo 64. Enter the world of spine art, ladies and gentlemen. With this side of the box art, it is truly one of the best parts of video game box art as a whole. Usually when it comes to spine art for game cases, companies will try to make it stand out to let it really stand out in your wide variety of games that you'll have on your shelf. It's been this way really since the NES days. Have a look right here with the different cartridges I own. You can see the varying spine labels on them. But in my opinion, the GameCube and PS2 era of gaming is where this really starts to get really good. Oh man, just looking all of them is so awesome. And the same goes for the console generations to follow. It really adds to it. Whenever I go to grab a game, I can see the cool spine art of the games on my shelf, and each of them having its own unique style and look to it. Like God of War 3 Remaster on the PS4 next to other PS4 games, or the Sonic games on the 360 era of gaming, and honestly most Sonic games of the 2000s in general really. Or even Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 with its yellow case, and even New Super Mario Bros. Wii with its red case. Whenever I go to grab these, I can see the game from a mile away because these are all so awesome to look at, especially with their amazing spine art. And really just many games as a whole, whether it be just a logo of the game with a white background or a logo and a sick background. And while yes, most companies like Xbox and PlayStation still do this, the Switch however doesn't really have much of a spine, really just has the red background and generic white text. But I will say this, seeing them all here does have its own little charm.
But with that said, there is one question I have, just a little teeny tiny one, and it's nothing too major. It's just a little question I have, you know, while we're in the 9th generation of console gaming, and it's nothing too big, but just one little question, and that is, why is the most recent Sonic game spine art so terrible?
So remember how I said the Sonic spine art of the 2000s looked really cool? Yeah, apparently not according to Sega, it seems. What is this? What am I looking at? This is the saddest excuse of spine art on video game box art. Like, take a look at my Sonic games here on the PS5 on my shelf. Looks kind of weird when paired up with other games, doesn't it? I legitimately don't understand why it's like this. What happened? It's literally just a gray background and some text. Not even a Sonic style text, just generic text I could probably use in Photoshop. Look at some of the games of the past, like Sonic Unleashed or Sonic Riders. These look cool. They had the logo and a neat background continued from the front. Now then, once we enter the Wii U era, it was just a logo and a white background, but this was the Wii U style, just a logo on the side. But there was still a unique logo on each side of the spine art, that way you'll know which game it was. Like here you got Sonic Lost World and Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. You could tell that these are Sonic games. Maybe not that second one, but you can see what I'm saying. Then there is the PS4 era, and starting it off was Sonic Mania. Here we got the Mania styled background and the logo, really nice. Same goes with Forces, a background and the logo. While it's meh, still you can get what I'm saying. But then Team Sonic Racing comes along and is the last Sonic game to have an actual spine art. You got the logo and a workshop looking background with it. And it looks alright, but it's basically Team Sonic Racing. It's alright. And after that, no Sonic game for a long while until after the Sonic movie in 2020, and then BAM! Oh, now I see why. So after the first Sonic movie released, the first Sonic game to come out after that was Sonic Colors Ultimate, a remaster of the original colors. That way new fans can be brought in with a good Sonic game from 2010. And not only is here where the trend started for Sega to mess up even more remasters, but this is also where the bland Spineart trend started as well. Just a blank background with random text. And here we are now. These are the most recent Sonic games, and they all have the same Spineart style. At least with Colors Ultimate, they made the background purple, but that's still no excuse because look at the original. They literally could have done the exact same thing. Then again, that's not the first time we've said that about this game. But apparently, if you pre-order the game, the big box that comes with the game has the logo on the side. So why not the actual case? Okay, whatever. It's Colors Ultimate. That game already was mistreated from the start. The next mainline Sonic game is upon us. Maybe perhaps we'll get something amazing.
Alright, look at that box art. It looks fantastic. Nice cover. Got the lovely logo up there. The lovely PS5 marking, just really bringing it all together. And also the one and only company on the right over there. I see you. And look at the back too. It also looks really nice. Experience Sonic like never before. Yeah, about that statement. And now for the side. What do they do? Oh.
Really, Sega? You couldn't have come up with anything? Did you just give up after Colors Ultimate? You could have just continued the art and then have the logo on the side. And a good example of this is the Steelbook I ordered with my pre-order for the Switch. Look at this. This would have been just fine. It just comes off as so lazy, and this was meant to be your next big Sonic game. It really looks like this was all really last minute. Why did you not do the spine justice? Alright, maybe perhaps the next release there will be a proper spine on it. There were 2 Sonic game projects in 2023. So perhaps one of them was likely to have a complete box art with a proper spine and good art on it, and of course there isn't. Why not? I honestly can't think of a reason to defend you on this, Sega. Did you just forget about the side of the box art? Well, actually that doesn't seem to be the answer, apparently, because when you open up Sonic Origins Plus and Sonic Superstars, they have a reversible cover, which is nice. They have really cool art, especially the Sonic Origins Plus one. I really like this one, and if you notice, both have a proper spine on them, ones that reflect the game and make them stand out on the shelf. And would you look at that? It's actually looking really good now. But unfortunately, for those of us who keep it on the retail box that was shipped out, this looks weird. And it's really bizarre and just looks so lazy. So now, here we are, 3 Sonic games into the 9th generation of gaming, and all of the spine art looks terrible and lazy. And the thing is, this isn't a trend in modern gaming. This is a Sonic exclusive thing. No other game does this. For any other game, having a decent spine art is a regular and part of the course, but for Sonic, no. It's just bland and very generic. And there is no real reason why. And the sad thing is, if they've done this for the past 3 games, it looks like they're not gonna stop. And with Sonic X Shadow Generations coming this fall, I'm scared we're still gonna get the generic box spine art for that too. I hope we don't, but this is Sega we're talking about here, and we all know how much they hardly care when it comes to quality. But Sega can prove me wrong, and for this Sonic X Shadow game coming up, they can give us some amazing box art and a fantastic spine that will look great on the shelf. I really do hope I'm proved wrong here, but in the end, only time will tell what the future of Sonic spine art is. I just want it to be good and memorable, just like the previous ones. Even if it's just a red-blue background clash and the logo, I'll be happy with that because that screams at least effort. But knowing Sega, they'll likely do the gray background, have the regular white Sonic text, and they'll just probably cheap out and make the shadow text on the spine red or something. Wait a minute, they might be watching this. Sega, don't you get any ideas on that last one?